If they weren't being racist towards you, then they were being racist in front of you. What it ain't, it's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. Yes, the hair is new, the hair is giving. I'll talk more about it in new vlogs coming soon. All right, so let's just stay on topic, even though I look good, you feel me? We're getting into the part 2 of Abercrombie and Fitch, White Hot, the rise and fall of Abercrombie. If you guys liked part 1, then you want to know what's going on in part 2. Okay, we're gonna get into the rest of the documentary as well as the rest of my experience at Abercrombie towards the end. So if you guys are ready, make sure that you like, comment down below, and subscribe to this channel. We're almost at 500 subscribers. You don't want to miss out on the content coming soon. Your girl's birthday is coming up May 11th, so make sure that you show me some love in the comments on my birthday, as my birthday is coming up. It's Taurus season. If you're a Taurus, make sure that you show me love in the comments. You know what it is. Tauruses are the best sign. Argue with somebody else, because I'm not going to argue with you about that. Let's get into the video. Alright, so around the year of 2003 to 2004, of course, Abercrombie was under fire for a lot of things that they were doing, including keeping a lot of minority employees in the stockroom, not having them on the floor, as well as, you know, some of those racist t-shirts that I mentioned. If you don't know what I'm talking about, exit this video now and go watch the last video that I uploaded. It's going to be the part 1 of this video. So yeah, let's keep the video rolling. Abercrombie started to have lawsuits. So one of the clauses of the lawsuit was that they had to undergo deep diversity within the company. So the way that they did this was they hired a diversity advisor named Todd Corley. So he became the diversity advisor in 2004. So between the years of 2004 and 2011, Abercrombie became 50% less white. That means that more, you know, Black, Asian, and Spanish people were applying to Abercrombie and working there, which I guess is a good thing. But to me, this only meant that there would be more victims of the same tactics, because nothing really changed. And I'm only saying that because I started working there in 2012, and I experienced a lot of racism during my time at Abercrombie. So yeah, nothing really changed as far as that. Anytime you have managers coming up to you whenever Black people come in the store and they're saying like, watch them, they might steal, and they end up paying for something and it's egg on their face, like, it was a very racist environment. If they weren't being racist towards you, then they were being racist in front of you. During those years, they used to call the employees brand reps. So you're representing the brand, basically. They changed that to model and impactor. Impactor meant like you were downstairs, you were doing the back stocking, and the model, of course, your floor model, you're on the floor, you're helping customers. We didn't really have to help customers too much at all. It was kind of an easy job. If I was on the floor, I would be on the register. I would be folding clothes, and it was really a particular way of folding that was really annoying. It was very particular. It was almost like impossible to learn how to fold their clothes and the jeans. It was just very, very strict. Like the look policy was strict as hell, but the actual like folding of the clothes was very, very strict. You were either a model or impact. I was both. Bruce Weber, the photographer I was talking about in the last video, he actually went under fire as well, because a lot of the Abercrombie male models were coming out and saying that they were being touched by him inappropriately, and that he would request them to come to dinner, and that if they didn't come to dinner with him, that their careers would be threatened. Even one model in the documentary actually said that Bruce Weber asked him to come to dinner, and he told him no, that he couldn't come. And Bruce Weber was like, "You gotta come. You've gotta come. Like, you gotta show up," and yada, yada, yada. And right after that, he said someone called him and told him to like pack his things, and that they were sending him back home, getting him flued out back home, just because he didn't want to come to dinner with Bruce Weber. So that's how like cutthroat that was. That's really nasty. You find out that Mike Jeffries himself is gay. A lot of the image of Abercrombie has come from him, you know, and I had a thought about it, and him secretly, I guess secretly being gay, because he had a wife and kids. Like, I guess nobody really knew, or everyone talked about him in the documentary and said that he was very private, so they didn't know like anything personal about him. And they knew he had a wife and kids though. But as the years went on, like, he, you know, came out a little bit more as gay. He had a life partner that worked at Abercrombie named Matthew Smith. A lot of the imagery in Abercrombie probably comes from him being a closeted gay man. Even if you look at like, or think about some of the documentary and the way the store was set up, it was kind of like blinds, like wood blinds. The store was very dark. It had like flashing lights, loud music. The spotlights was on some of the clothes, and that was it. Like, it was mostly pitch black in the store. And I kind of, you know, looked at that as like a closet. And there's images of like naked men, or not naked men, but half naked or shirtless white men. So I could kind of see that as, you know, a closet, because that's kind of what it looked like. The inside of a Abercrombie store looked like a closet. And, you know, if you want to get a little deeper in there, it could be, you know, a gay closet. You know what I'm saying? No shade, you know, but it is what it is. I hope that me saying that doesn't get taken into the wrong context, because I used to work there too, so I know what the store looks like. And I never thought about it like that before, but it's like, you got to think about like how the store's image plays a role into the people that are in charge, and because it's everything that they want the store to look like. And a business is kind of a reflection of a person's life, or a business you create is kind of a lifestyle that you want to show. And maybe that was like a way for him to like express his sexuality in a way that he couldn't do in real life. And then after it's come out that he's gay, he has all these terrible plastic surgeries, and I'll show you a picture right here. Brace yourself. It's not the best picture, but it is real. This is what he started to look like after the lawsuits and stuff, which is scary. And people close to him, or people in the company, said that he wanted to look younger, so that's why he wanted to get those plastic surgeries. But it didn't achieve youth. To me, it really looks scary. To be totally honest, it looks very scary. And also, I wanted to mention that you can change like the race of the employees in the store, but how you really change a company is changing the races of the people that are sitting on like the board of directors, and the people that are higher up in the company, people that have stocks in the company. That's how you change a company from being like really racist, or just, you know, not even racist, just like predominantly one race and one ideal. Because if we're reflecting high school kids, like cool kids, all the cool kids don't look like that. You know, you're not reflecting high schools across America. You're just reflecting certain high schools with certain cool kids. I did remember some things about Abercrombie that I wanted to mention that I didn't mention in the last video. I remember we had maybe like, I don't know if we had 20% off. We probably had 20% off discount for the clothes. And I remember we had like these catalogs that would come in the mail, and they came very often. Like maybe we would get 2 a month or something like that. They came very often, and they would want us to look like to dress exactly how the models looked, like from head to toe, whether it was a shirt underneath and then a sweater, or a t-shirt underneath, and then like a button-up shirt, and then a sweater over top, and then jeans, and then flip-flops. All of that whole outfit would probably cost you like $200 and something, if not $3, just for those plain items. And at Abercrombie, I only got $8.25 an hour. My hours was only like maybe 10 a week, so I wasn't getting nothing but $100 or so on each check, and those checks came every 2 weeks. So how was I supposed to afford the clothes? I wasn't going to be able to afford that, like, at all. The clothes were not affordable. Moving forward, I feel like it's very important for you to research the company that you want to work at. It's very important. It's very important. I can't even stress it enough. Because I've been through like enough companies, I feel like it's very important for you to research the company that you want to work at, to see if you can afford it. I mean, given you getting paid to work there. 2012, like, the minimum wage was like, I don't know if it was like $9. It was horrible. It was really bad. And Abercrombie probably had some type of like way they could control the wage, because I want to say it was like $9 or $9.50. I know if you worked in Virginia, like, Virginia is like Commonwealth state, so they can pay you however much they want. But in DC, like, the minimum wage was set, so I don't see how I was getting $8.25. But it didn't even matter because the hours were trash. Like, they would split 10 hours a week. They would split that up into 3-hour shifts. So I would only be there for like 3 hours. Like, if I worked in the morning, I worked from 7 in the morning till 12. Like, and I would want to come back that same day and work at night, and I couldn't. Like, it was no flexibility, no leeway, no nothing. Even in my hair's natural state, if I went and I wanted to work there now, I couldn't have my hair this color. Like, to them, this is unnatural, an unnatural color. And even my haircut might be seen as distracting to the clothes, which is stupid. Working there made me feel like I was never doing anything right. Like, I felt like I was always doing something wrong. Even when, like, I was helping people with their clothes and upselling the perfume and, like, helping the store meet its goals, I still felt like I didn't get any credit for it, or like it didn't matter. Like, it was just weird. Working there was just strange. I remember, like, really not being able to afford the clothes, and like, I think they kept me in the back because I was a little thick, okay? I got boobs, you know. At, how old was I? 18. My boobs were still the same size, big, you know, big boobs, like curvy hips, like sister girl energy. Everything was just tight. Everything, like, the shirts was too tight, the pants was too tight. I remember I could only wear like the jegging material jeans because they were stretchy. That's the only way I fit into those jeans. Like, even I feel like the pants did not support black girl, like, thighs, black girl, but it just made you look so flat. Like, it made me look flat as a pancake. It's like it squeezed you to death. I even remember my older sister worked there. with me. And I remember like how the jeans made her look, and she had a nice booty, and them jeans like made her look flat. And I remember her struggling to pull them up, because it's like the way that they make them is not for a thick body type. It's definitely giving like, you know, skinny white woman body type. And working there was a trip. I don't even know how long I lasted. I remember like coming home telling my mom stuff about the store, and I don't even know how I lasted that long. Because it's like, it made you feel like you had to quit. You just had to. It was no way I could have stayed there, because I wasn't getting any money. I wasn't getting any money. It was just a waste of time. Biggest lawsuit that happened with Abercrombie was in 2015. A lady named Samantha Elif. She sued Abercrombie and Fitch because she was denied employment because of her traditional hijab. They said that her hijab did not fit. Well, they called it a scarf, of course. They gotta offend you, right? So they said that her scarf, as they put it, did not fit the look policy. And you already know, you already know how that was gonna go. They should have just kept, they should have just shut their mouth on that one, because that was the worst thing that they could have done. I mean, they've done pretty bad things, but with the, you know, the Muslim community, they do not play about that. Like, that's totally religious, and that has nothing to do with whether you should get a job or not. So this trial, it went to the Supreme Court, or this case went to the Supreme Court, and the brand lost tons of money because people understood where Samantha was coming from. And they really saw, I feel like from her story too, they really saw how meaning and degrading the company is as a whole. But somehow Mike Jeffries still was getting paid for this. It seemed like Abercrombie was just slowly like, well, not even slowly, maybe like just going down, you know? And then we can go back to, what is his name? Les Wexner. He was actually in pickle because he had connections to Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile. And, you know, they were said to be in some type of relationship, because Jeffrey Epstein was faking like he was a Victoria's Secret scout to get young girls. And Les Wexner owned Victoria's Secret. So it was really bad. That whole thing was really bad. And of course, Les Wexner, he owned Abercrombie too. So, you know, that whole thing, him being caught up in the Epstein drama, was really bad for Abercrombie too. Even going back to Todd Corley, the diversity advisor, he said something in the documentary that was kind of like, ooh. Like, he said something like, I mean, to him, he did a good job because he opened up the diversity within the company, and that's what he was supposed to do. As if he did what he came to do, or like the company grew in diversity since he was there, so that's, you know, that's it. I feel as though he did not really change anything. You know, he just opened up the gate for more people to fall victim to being discriminated against. And given it's not all up to him to change everything that was wrong with Abercrombie, that's a lot of pressure, that's a lot to do. And I get that, but it's like, you didn't do as good of a job as you think you did, so calm it down a little. You know, you didn't come through there like a wrecking ball, like you should have. Like, you didn't come through there like you should. And maybe he was intimidated because this is a, you know, a white-owned business, you know, and they're making money off of not being inclusive. And they probably already didn't want him to be there. You didn't really do that much, you know. You didn't really do that much. And I would hope that he wasn't ego tripping off of his position, because that's what it seemed like to me. Like, he started ego tripping because he did change some things, but he didn't change it enough. He didn't change enough things while he was with the company. If that's the case, he shouldn't have even showed his face in the documentary, because, child, he basically was like, well, I did, you know, no, you didn't. You didn't do enough. Abercrombie and Fitch, after the trial went to the Supreme Court and she ended up winning the case, of course the company went down in numbers. No one wanted to shop there anymore officially, and it wasn't cool to shop at Abercrombie anymore. Then soon after that, maybe a couple months later, Mike Jeffries actually separated himself from the company, so he was no longer with Abercrombie since 2015. Now the company is owned by Fran Holtz. I hope I'm saying that right. She's the CEO now, and I must say that the brand looks totally different. The advertisements include Black, Hispanic, and Asian people. It does look very inclusive now, which is totally different. It's just a shame that it couldn't always have been that. It would have still been good. It would have still been, you know, high end casual clothes if it just looked like America. Like Abercrombie did not look like America. And it was time for people to wake up and realize that America does not just look white no more. Like, those days are over. Those days are over. Like, they've been over. Like, it's time for everyone to, like, get hip, because America is gorgeous in its complexities of different races and religions and types of people, and companies should reflect that. Okay. And it's crazy how, like, you know, it was cool to be very excluding just 10 years ago. That's crazy to me. Like, just a decade ago, it was cool to just be in your face racist. Like, that's crazy. But branding wise, like business wise, I don't like that. Like, nice nasty wise, I don't like that. It's your girl Umbrella. I hope that you guys like this part 2. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will be checking the comments actively to see how you guys are feeling about part 1 and part 2. Meet me in the comments. Make sure you subscribe right now, okay? Subscribe right now. Get turned up. There's more vlogs coming soon. There's more content on the way, okay? So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.